Hello, I'm Judson Powell, and this is the fastest 15 minutes on social media and on the internet. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share thing. Share this with your friends, family, your enemies, everybody, no matter what. Anyway, I just want to continue to talk about racism and white supremacy in America. And the problem that I have, even with the whole Jay-Z thing and the Colin Kaepernick thing, and just what's going on in the popular media right now, is the problem of the fact that we take things too lightly, and because we take things too lightly, that's why we're taken advantage of. That's how come we never get what we want, and we never progress any. Because what? Because we are not trying to progress. All we're trying to do is stay status quo, and we think because somebody has money that all of a sudden all the ills of the world are cured, but that's not true. Just being a billionaire means nothing if you don't help anybody else up. It's like, okay, so you're a billionaire, great. What is that doing for the rest of Africans and descendants of Africans? It's not doing anything. And then when you go and you go behind your brother's back, I saw a post today talking about, well, did Obama go talk to Jesse? But guess what? Barack Obama is not an African descendant of slaves. Barack Obama and the people of Kenya and East Africa were never slaves. So we got to get that straight. Our people, the descendants of slaves, have had a tumultuous experience here in America. And then when you get somebody that comes along and stands up for our rights, and then somebody else goes against them, and that's what this is really about. It's not about whether or not everybody, well, he's at the table. He is not at the table. You still black. Trust and believe that. It don't matter. You are still black. At the end of the day, everybody gets what Paul Mooney called the N-word wake-up call. Okay? And they let you know that there's only so much that you can do. Why is it? Think about this. Everything that they do is like based on the fact that we are either entertainers, okay? We are either entertainers or we are athletes. And everything, all the money that they give us and all of the recognition that they give us is why? Because we're either entertainers or we're athletes. They don't include us at the big tables. At the tables where the big decisions are made, we are not at those tables. And even if you look at the pictures of the press conference with Jay-Z, and the commissioner of the National Football League, you sit up there, where were the rest of the owners? Were they like really supporting this? No. When they started talking about Kaepernick, everybody showed up to that meeting. Everybody was there, and then, like I said, it was the spin thing. They spun it a certain way. And when you understand the terminology of a spin doctor, meaning that you take the facts and then you plagiarize them and then you propagandize them. That's what you do. Okay, and that's what they did. So they propagandized, Colin Kaepernick, and why? It's what I got. Go on my Facebook page and you'll see what they did was a typical white supremacist move. And by now y'all should know the moves, and y'all should stop falling for them. That's why people like me get so upset. And then because people sit up there, it's just like when I used to be a pastor. And I would post stuff online about, like spiritual wickedness and what really was about, what spiritual wickedness was really about, and how spirituality and how spirits invade certain things, and that you allow those spirits to permeate your life and your psyche and your mind and everything. And people still don't, you tell them, well, when you celebrate Halloween is a holiday set aside for the devil. So when you allow, and you believe in this, and whatever you believe in, you can do it. That's why people go, well, what about all the stuff that happens in church and this, that, and the other thing? Yeah, it happens because in your mind, you're a manifester. If you believe it, you can manifest anything. If you believe it, But that's what I'm trying to say. So if you think, oh, well, it's harmless. No, it's not harmless, because when you speak things, it's just like when people speak things over their family members or so. Oh, you're never going to be nothing. You just like your daddy, blah, 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 blah. And they do it continually and constantly. And eventually what happens? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, this is not rocket science, y'all. And the white supremacists have been doing this to us for years, for 400 years or more. Ever since the King James Version of the Bible was published, all right, that is the white supremacist slave manual, okay? And ever since it was printed, what good has come to us? And we keep on saying, just like we don't have any more Malcolm X's, Marcus Garvey's, Martin Luther King's. We don't have any of those. When stuff like this, can you imagine? Can you imagine what Malcolm X would say about what Jay-Z did? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't. And then we got right now, and we've been morphed and dumbed down. Because now, who do we have? We have David Banner, Killer Mike, Nipsey Hussle is our martyr. Nipsey Hussle, Biggie, and Tupac are our martyrs. I'm not saying they rappers. They good rappers. I'm not saying they not talented, but they wasn't talking about uplifting the black race or taking the black race and making it better. They calling women bitches and hoes and drinking and selling drugs. That's what they glorified in their music. Let's be real. Stop playing around and acting like, somebody is great when they're not. That's what cognitive dissonance is. That's what it is. When you're wide awake, but you just let stuff slide because, oh, well, it's okay. That's how you get caught up. That's how you keep getting caught up. And we're going to keep getting caught up. Okay, so what is it? And now they release some extra stuff about the Jay-Z deal. Talk about, oh, well, he's going to end up being an owner and he's going to get, a share of a team. Which team? Which one of them billionaires is going to rub elbows with Jay-Z? And then they only going to do it for a little while, just like they did with the Brooklyn Nets. Jay-Z owned stock in the Brooklyn Nets, and then what? They bought him out and got him out of the league. There are really only two black owners in professional sports. Magic Johnson owns a piece of the Dodgers, of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and Michael Jordan, who owns the Charlotte Bobcats. Or Hornets, whatever they call them now. So you understand what I'm saying? Look, y'all, these are $1 billion. All of these people that own these NFL teams, they are billionaires. And I'm not talking about just certified a billionaire by Forbes yesterday. I'm talking about these dudes have been billionaires for years. They run some of the largest conglomerates and major multinational corporations in the world. Okay? They're not, this ain't no, y'all act like this is he ain't sitting at that table with them. He ain't rubbing elbows with them. They invited me in, what was that, a photo op. Do you really think they sitting around Jay-Z's house having drinks, and smoking blunts? Are y'all really serious? Come on. Really? Y'all really think that or really believe that? And like I said, we got 70 to 80% of the players in the NFL are African or descendants of Africans, all right? And we don't own none of it. We don't even own any of the outside or fringe contracts. What about all of the soft drinks, the beer, the snacks, the food, all of those things that are being sold? Do you realize that they make billions of dollars selling that stuff? Do you realize that that's why those major sponsors sponsored the National Football League? That's why they got in bed with Jay-Z. They got in bed with Jay-Z because they want y'all to buy that stuff. And when y'all don't buy it, guess what? They don't make billions of dollars. Why y'all think Papa John's went straight after Shaq? As soon as they found out Papa John's, you think Papa John ain't still getting money from Papa John's Pizza, and he's still a racist. He don't care about you because his money makes him feel comfortable at night. Y'all got to start waking up and realizing in order to get a real stake at the table, we got to stop being entertainers and rappers. That entertainers, rappers, and athletes, that's all they consider us as. We're the entertainment. You know, that's all they consider. Oh, Jay-Z, Rock Nation is producing all the halftime shows in the NFL. So what? That's just to get y'all to come. They don't look, if they could get somebody that was a Caucasian to do it, they would. Trust and believe. But all of the big name acts and all of the people that they could possibly get turned them down. And so they figure, hey, we'll go get a liaison. We'll get somebody who can get everybody that, and they'll come because Jay-Z and Jay-Z will ask them to come and they'll come. That's what it is. It is what it is. Stop trying to sugarcoat this stuff like Jay-Z is like a big player in this. No, he's not. He's being used. He's being played just like we always get played. He's getting played. And the fact of the matter is, he's not demanding, just like, and people complain about Jesse Jackson and all this kind of stuff. But guess what? Jesse Jackson used to extort people. Okay, no matter what you think about him, but he extorted big white corporations and made them take black vendors and black people to work inside of their corporations. And if they didn't, he threatened boycotts. That's what needs to be done. You know, that's what Dr. King did. You know, that's what the Montgomery bus boycott was about. It's like, look, if y'all ain't gonna really give us a seat at the table, if we ain't really gonna have none of these contracts, and we not really gonna be vendors, how many vendors are in those NFL stadiums? How many vendors are in those NFL stadiums? Look, I used to do that. All right, I had contracts in Atlanta with the stadiums, and I'm telling you, they are not giving those contracts. They're not giving the supply contracts to anybody that's an African American. Why not? Why not? Ask yourself, why not? The corporations that are getting all that money, they are Caucasian, European-owned companies. And they are literally making hundreds of millions of dollars. Why do you think there's a beer commercial or a soft drink commercial or a pizza commercial? Or do you think that they're just playing? That's why they got y'all out there playing football. The reason why y'all out there playing football or even have an opportunity to play football is so that they can sell that food and beverage. That's it. If they could find another way to sell the food and beverage, professional sports would disappear overnight, and especially Africans and descendants of Africans playing those sports. Trust and believe. You see how long it took? Do you see how long it took before they would even have a African or descendant of African be a quarterback on the team? And what was always the thing? They always said, well, we can't market the team with an African or a descendant of Africans or as the quarterback or the leader of the team. That person has to be a European, or else they won't follow. Right? Well, now, the tables, I will say that the tables have turned a little bit, because guess what? No entertainers, you can't get entertainers. There are no really top-notch, basically European or Caucasian entertainers, and the ones that they can get, nobody wants to see. So everybody wants to see, the ones that they've created, the Cardi B's, and those type of people. They want to see those people, but they can't get them, and because they can't get them, so now we bring in the liaison Jay-Z, and if they could have figured out a way to get those top-notch entertainers without Jay-Z, guess what, y'all? They would have done it. All right, they would have done it. So don't sit up there and try to act like this is like a big time business move, because it is not. It really is not. And like I said, it's a usury move, just like it always is. They use us for what they need, and then boom, they take the money and they run. They run to their neighborhoods. Once again, go to a rich neighborhood and look at all the hundreds of thousands of houses that are in these rich neighborhoods, and nobody of African or African descent lives there. Maybe one or two people. Just like Chris Rock said, what kind of teeth, I live next door to a dentist. What kind of teeth is he pulling to live for me to live in his neighborhood? Come on, y'all. Think about it. Think about your neighborhood versus the neighborhoods that they live in. Anyway, I love y'all all. Hit like, hit subscribe. My name is Judson Powell. Hit like, hit subscribe. I love y'all. Share this video, and fastest 15 minutes on the internet and in social media. Love you.